Hello, and welcome to My Arab Dad, the podcast where we interview Arabs from all over the world to explore the layered, complex, and incredible relationships we have with our dads. Conversations we don't usually have about the dynamics that shaped us. If you're an Arab dad, partnered with one, a baba to be, or simply have one, then this is the show for you. I'm your host, Ibrahim Kamel, and this is deeply personal to me. I have an Arab dad. I am an Arab dad. So I want to delve into what makes us tick with equal parts humor, compassion, and insight. In today's episode, my guest John shares his experience growing up with a military dad who expressed his love, never through words, but always through actions, his bravery in confronting his dad as a teenager, and how he has come to deeply appreciate him over time. At the end of the episode, John shares some valuable advice to Arab dads today. Let's get started. Hello everyone and welcome to My Arab Dad. Today I am joined by my guest, John. Hi John.
Hello.
Thank you very much for hosting this episode. This is the first time that I've done it in this couch lounge setup and I like it.
I'm happy to have you. Thanks for having me. This is half of what being Arab is.
Yeah.
Sitting on the couch.
Actually, if we wanted to be all Arab about it, we would sit on the table. We would sit on the floor. Adaba.
No.
You guys don't do that in Lebanon?
No.
Oh my God, missing out.
I mean, I don't represent all Lebanese people.
Sure. So, John, could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I am Lebanese. I moved to London in 2021 to do my master's, and now I'm currently working in London. I live in London. I've always wanted to move for some reason to the West, but after I moved, I realized that, oh, wait a second, I actually like my people, and I kind of miss my people.
Can you describe to me what your family setup was like? Did you have any siblings? Were your parents married? Like, kind of paint the picture.
So my parents got married really young. They were 19 and 20 years old, and then they had me. I'm an only child, unfortunately, but they wanted more kids, but they just couldn't.
When you look back at your life now, would you have wanted siblings?
Yeah, definitely. I would have loved to have siblings. I mean, I don't know what it feels like to have siblings because I don't have any. But I feel like, having good friends makes you realize what, having good siblings would be. Also, I'm an Arab with no siblings. This is a bit of a...
Yeah. What do you call your dad?
Depends. Usually Pop and sometimes Baba.
You do Baba?
Rarely.
When do you do Baba?
When I need something.
It's
mostly because he likes it. The more Arab it is, I'm not gonna lie.
Does he like Pop?
He likes Pop because that's what I call him.
Okay.
By the way, this is most probably an unspoken thing. I'm just assuming that he likes Baba more, just because he bullied the French out of me. He didn't want me. Is that how you say it?
Is Pop very French? Because surely if it was French, it would be like Papa, right?
Probably, yeah. But I think it just sounds a bit less Arab than Baba.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it sounds more French. I'm just saying it sounds less Arabic.
Yes.
Than Baba, and he really wanted me to be, I don't know,
retain that like really Arab identity.
Well, have it in the first place. Arab identity I've always had. I was talking about the language.
Okay, yes, fair. Okay,
yeah.
Important distinction.
Yeah, of course. But I did speak Arabic all of my life, but French was like a bit more dominant, which made my Arabic a bit less dominant, and you could tell back then.
Can you describe Pop in 3 words?
Angry, funny, and loving. Weird way to show it, but it's there. It just takes you like a bit of time to see it. Around like 20 to 27 years. But you'll see it eventually. You're like, oh, that's what that was. No, I'm joking. But no, he is loving.
So, you are an only child. Your dad was in the army. Kind of give me a sense of like what that family dynamic is like between the three of you.
Obviously, with his job, like he had to stay at the barracks. He had to be fair, to be honest, those were like the best days of my life. Like when I knew that my dad was gonna stay in the barracks. I'm like biggest like best night of ever, dad free night. For some reason, I used to be very scared of my dad growing up. I'm sure it's like a common, thing in the Arab world, but I feel like with me it was a bit more. So yeah, so he was because he was like strict, like very strict, and he was we need to do A, B, and C this way. There's no other way. If you don't do this, there's no coming back from it. So whenever he's not there, I'm like, oh my god, freedom. Freedom means like I can watch TV till 9:30.
Yeah. You can play video games without having to worry about him coming in the room to be like, oh.
Well, interesting you bring this up because he's the one that got me into video games. Now that I think, like, when I think about this, I'm like, but yeah, we used to I feel like this is the one thing we used to have in common, which is just sit behind our PC and play.
So what? So like you used to bond over playing computer games together?
Yeah, I was a teenager then, but he really didn't want me to go to the network cafe. He's like, there's Zaran. Zaran is not well-behaved kids.
Oh, I see.
You know? And he was like, you're not going to go to network cafe. That's not going to happen. So he got me like 3 PCs, put them in the house. Bring your friends over. Back then, I was like, maybe now I don't want you to stay at the barracks for that long.
So there are a couple of things that are at play here. Number one, as you rightly mentioned, there is the general fear of having an Arab dad. For you, you had the kind of the other element to it, equally as scary, if not more so, was that you have a military dad. You have an army dad. So you have like two different reasons to kind of be to fear your dad.
I think, yeah, like as you said, like he's an army man. I feel like he a lot of the time regretted not doing the right thing or what we think is the right thing, which for the record I also think is the right thing, which is to finish, your studies, graduate, follow the right path, do uni, whatever. But he had to join the army when he was young. Well, he chose to join the army when he was young. And I feel like this was a huge part of the reason to why he was very strict, because he was like, don't do, without saying it, he just didn't want me to do the same mistake he's done. So whenever I slacked with homework or not speaking Arabic well or whatever it was he was very strict against it. He was like, you should be doing this and not that. And I feel like that's where this came from. But as you said, it felt so good not to have him. And that because also I was a kid. What do I know?
Yeah.
All I know is my dad's very evil with me. Like he's very strict, not evil, but he was very strict. Harsh, yeah. He's very strict. I'm like, why is he making me do all of that? Like I just wanna. Also, me being a bit overweight, by a bit I mean a lot, morbidly obese. He was like, no, this is unhealthy. Again, having him not be there was like a weight off my shoulder. I'm like, I can eat the crisps I want. Yeah, I can eat fried things.
Oh, I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, I can I don't know, go out. Well, even when I was like 16, I used to go out and I would tell my mom, obviously, because I need money. And not only because I need money, I also need to tell my parents where I am.
Of course.
As a 16-year-old Arab boy.
Yeah.
Like, we would both agree, like, okay, let's not tell your dad that you're going out.
So now that we've kind of, you've painted a really nice picture, like a really good picture of what it was like kind of growing up in that kind of background, tell me about like your dynamic with your dad growing up. What was the relationship like between both of you?
I don't know, we didn't have like I wouldn't say we were close. We were definitely, he was just there. I sometimes wish he wasn't. Most of the time wished he wasn't. Like it was not really like the best relationship. There was almost like no relationship. Like I would hide everything from him. I would not want to tell him anything. Actually, a part of me wished he spoke to me more about things that mattered to me, or like things that interested me, or like I found interesting, or just simply things I want to talk about, like the way I feel, how I feel, or like. But no, like all he wanted to know was how I'm doing at I was gonna say uni, at school, and if I'm eating crisps or not. Like that's if I'm getting more fat, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it was
transactional.
Yeah, but I feel like when I grew up, I realized that this is just, that's what he knows. Like, it's his first time being a dad. And you know how we always say we don't want to make the same mistakes our parents did? I'm sure he was doing the same thing, except his dad left when he was 3. And so all he knows from like what a dad should not do is leave. And I told him this not long, well, a few years ago. I was like, you know that I really appreciate you trying your best and like doing your best. And he thought I was being sarcastic because that's just my middle name.
True.
But I was like, no, I'm being serious because I know that you think the one thing you hated about your dad was like the fact that he left, and we had gone through a lot of bad things in our family. And the one thing you never did is even hint about leaving.
Never.
And his main issue was the family being, torn apart. So obviously that was me when I was older, more mature, like I was already like 27. I was like, like if I was in his shoes, I would have probably done the same. I'd like to give myself a bit more credit, but I don't think I would have done better. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's given the same circumstance and the situation, like we would have done the same thing.
He had no frame of reference.
He had no frame of reference, but he also doesn't have his. It's crazy. It's crazy that I say this now because younger me would have never agreed with me. But I genuinely don't think he has an evil bone in his body, or a bad bone. Like he's
younger. You thought he did.
Younger me thought he never had a good bone in his body, but now, yeah.
Younger you would have thought that because you couldn't have understood that the kind of love that he was showing you was very different to what you would have wanted.
And to be fair, like I also don't blame the younger me. Like it's
nor should you.
Yeah. Like it's no one would have found this kind of love just to justify. Like it's not justified or anything. It's just you can explain it. You know where it's coming from now, but back then I wouldn't. And it's mostly because like we basically didn't have a relationship, but at the same time he was there. You know what I mean? He wasn't like absent. He was emotionally absent.
He wasn't very present.
Yeah.
On an emotional level. A concept that you and I have spoken about before is the idea of silent love versus vocal love.
Yeah.
The silent love being like, I go to work to, at a job that I don't necessarily like, to put food on the table, to put clothes, to put them in grade schools, to buy them toys, to...
I know for a fact that my dad hates not doing anything. I wouldn't necessarily say he hated his job. Like he knew it was a job that he needed to do so that he could, provide for his family. But yeah, he has this like silent love kind of thing. He would never be vocal. I've never heard this man say I love you, and frankly I would find it hard to say it to him. But he shows it in other ways.
If we think about love languages, I would say Arab dads excel at acts of service or acts of giving.
Correct.
I would say Arab dads are very bad at vocal love, whatever the love language is called.
Do. The term show don't tell.
Yes.
Couldn't be more accurate, or like couldn't have described Arab dads more than.
I agree.
More than this. Like if I had to describe Arab dads, it's show don't tell.
My generation of dads, we are much, much better at doing that vocal love. And I feel like it's because we felt the loss, not the il-naqs. So like the lack of really experiencing that vocal love from our dads. And so you're right. And so your dad loved you. Of course he loved you. Loves you. Of course he loves you. He might not have said the words, but he showed it in different ways.
Yeah.
So you've described what your dynamic was like with your dad growing up. What's your relationship like with him now?
It's at its best. Like it's peaking at the moment. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to make it obvious without actually saying it. Like I'm trying to show him that, because after the rough patch that we had, I just realized that he I saw him try. He didn't succeed 100%, but just the fact that he was trying was enough for me to go like, you know what? Yeah, that's all I needed.
Interesting.
For you to try. I didn't want you to nail it, because I know no one's gonna nail it the first time. I'm also not, not necessarily the easiest child to have. Like, but the fact that he was trying was enough to me. I'm not gonna say that we talk about everything. We're way far from that. But my dad reached a point where like he realized that okay, his kid is not. I feel like, I don't know if you feel the same way, but a lot of Arab dads always look at their sons as kids, no matter how old they become. You could literally be to a point where like they are just staying at home and you're like taking care of them. You will still not know as much. Now I feel like khalas, like we're buddies.
Yeah,
So
friends.
yeah, we're friends. Which to be fair, like it's not something I thought it was gonna ever happen, but now I'm like, oh my god, this is great. I realized that actually not long ago, but whenever I call him, and not because I call my mom every day, well, she calls me, but sometimes, now when I call him and not just speak to him through my mom's phone, I hear it in his voice. He's like happy. He's like, yeah, Habibi, like, how are you doing? But obviously his first question, how's work?
Yeah.
There's always a return on investment question.
Yeah. Could you kind of tell me what your dad's upbringing was like and how you think that shaped him as a dad?
Yeah, so my dad grew up so his dad left when he was 3. He grew up with his cousins because my grandma used to work in Beirut and she wanted him to stay in the village, which is in south of Lebanon. And so he grew up with his cousins. His dad wasn't there, his mom wasn't there, so he just grew up with his family. I feel like that also played a role with, him wanting to leave school early and just join the army.
The army facilitated that, surely. Yeah,
exactly. And the army facilitated that, especially during wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like he definitely had I don't want to say horrible childhood, because it wasn't
Difficult. Very difficult and very challenging.
But it's surprisingly enough, like if you ask him, he wouldn't say it was a difficult childhood. Yeah, and then he met my mom and like got married, had to be had to be adult, responsible, provide for his family.
At 20 as well.
At 20, mid-war.
Yeah.
Lost my mom's family, like my mom's dad, my mom's like family, like they lost their houses because of the wars as well. Like there was a lot of, influence, but he still, tried, because in his mind is like, all you need to do is grow up, get an education, provide for your family, make a family, and move on and just provide, be there. Well, not be there, but.
Well, but that's interesting because like you say like be there and then you kind of take a second and be like, well, what does be there mean? And so for him, being there is not leaving.
Exactly. For him, being there is not leaving. For him, being there is providing.
Yeah.
For him, being there is making sure you're sleeping warm. It's not too cold in winter and it's not too hot in the summer. Yeah, like now I appreciate that more. I'm like, he was trying his best. This is the best he knows. Yeah, that was his upbringing.
Do you think that he saw the dynamic between both of you, realized that something clearly just wasn't clicking, and then thought to himself like, I either want to change this or I don't want to change this or I need to change my behavior?
I don't think he saw it and realized. I think I sat him down and I was like, this is not working out.
You told him that?
Yeah.
How old were you?
17, maybe. I didn't just randomly come into the house and like, today I feel like having confrontational conversation with my dad. Like that's not how it happened.
It was a build up. There was a build up.
It was like it was like at the point where like something was gonna happen. He wasn't the main reason. He was part of the reason. But there was like a lot of tension. There was a lot of problems happening. And I was like, and we were sitting down. And that was the first time he opens up to me And I saw him in a vulnerable, state. And I was like, oh, you're capable of that? Like, that was like a bit of a shock to me. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I looked him down. I'm like, you know that most of my life I've been scared of you. Like, I used to,
You terrify me.
yeah, I told him, I'm like, I couldn't wait till you had to sleep in barracks. I couldn't wait till
You
you
told him that?
Yeah, I did tell him that.
Wow.
This is when, like, oh, he realized, oh, maybe I should put more effort. And he did. He did put more, this is when we started to become more closer. Took a long time because for a long period of time, like, I was so upset with what happened. I was so angry about how they're, treating me, treating themselves, treating each other. Yeah, and then he started changing and trying, and that was beautiful.
One of the things that I'm always fascinated about whenever I speak to any guest who is Lebanese or grew up in Lebanon.
Big eyebrows? The French accent? What?
Lebanon's political landscape is immensely complicated. Every political landscape is complicated. Lebanon is unique in the Arab world because it was supposed to be this successful experiment in pluralism, and unfortunately, it is like.
I wouldn't say it was supposed to be this successful experiment. I just think there was a lot of cooks in this kitchen. External, uninvited cooks, like chefs.
Yeah, but I would say that there are lots of internal chefs.
Oh, yeah, we're getting there.
So that exactly.
No, don't worry. Those are the worst. I'm just talking about the previous one.
Right, I see what you mean.
But then, which led to a lot of tension.
Yeah.
Divide and conquer by colonizers.
Yep.
Whoever they are, no need to name names. France.
Doesn't matter. Sykes-Picot, I'm looking at you.
Sykes-Picot. Also, what's really bad, or what bothers me the most, is that it's still fresh. Like, the warlords that fought during the Civil War are still alive. They're still politicians right now. So we don't learn about this in our history. I learned about the Civil War watching a movie. My parents never told me about it.
The film that you showed me by Nadine.
So this depicted
Lebaki or something like that?
Nadine Lebaki.
Lebaki, yeah.
Hala Lawen.
Yeah, fantastic film.
Yeah, where do we go now?
So good.
Right. When I saw this film, I didn't know there was tension.
Right.
Because again, my parents were religious. They worked so hard on, like, making sure that's not a thing. We're Lebanese, doesn't matter. So this is how my parents worked hard on, like, not making sure I don't end up being a racist, basically, or not racist, like
Bigot.
Yeah, bigot, or like not accepting discriminating. But at the same time, there was a lot of other influences, like I was never allowed to use public transport. This is one big thing, specifically buses.
Because that's how the Civil War started.
It was
a bomb on a bus.
You need to remember, like, I'm only child.
Yeah.
Mom had 5 miscarriages. They were very protective in the wrong ways, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So no bus, no vans, no whatever.
Switching gears now, could you tell me about a time that your dad was proud of you and that he actually vocalized it?
This is a funny one because my dad almost always expected me to do well. And I feel like because this is a reaction of either doing well in school, it was almost like he's always expected it. Like, he was unimpressed. But at the same time, if I come to him and I'm like, oh, got an A on, like, an exam or something, he would give me the look that it should have been an A+. But then, but then obviously this sucks and everything. But it's also like a way of telling you how much he looks up, like how big of,
what he expects of you,
and what he, like, because he looks at you, he's like, you're too good, like,
you can do better.
You could do better. Obviously, this isn't the best way to do it or, like, to say it.
No, but it's difficult when you're kind of like a victim of your own success in tandem with having a dad who doesn't know how to communicate things with like a gentle touch.
Yeah, I would say like tough love is his love language. Like he's always expected that, which is a bit of a, I wouldn't say it's a lot. It is a bit like it is a lot to ask, but it did shape me to be who I am today, and I'm not complaining. Not for the most part, but for half of it. Yeah, but even
Yeah.
like I remember graduating, and he was cool.
Yeah.
What's next? Like one.
Interesting.
Yeah, not in a bad way, and like
Right, not as in a so what, but as in like a cool.
yeah. Cool,
What else are you
what's-
going to achieve?
Yeah,
what's,
what's after? Are you gonna start working now?
Yeah.
You wanna do masters? He would also like see how when I come back with like colleagues or something, or
Yeah.
my friends, like I feel like my dad would hear more about my success from other people as well. When I say success, I don't mean like career wise. I mean like, oh, he's fun to be around. He has a lot of friends. That's what I mean by success.
But that is a version of success. So
Yeah,
you're
but-
right
no,
in
no, I
using
was-
that language, but yes, I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah. I'm just trying to be clear.
Yeah.
What I mean, like I'm
Yeah.
29. I can calm down for a sec. But I'm just trying to be clear, like because we didn't have like this strong relationship. He knew I had a lot of friends, but he would learn more about me from others. I'm like, oh,
So, in preparation for our chat today, I asked you to bring a photo of yourself and your dad, one that you really love, and to chat to me about why you really love that photo. Dear listeners, you can find that photo on our Instagram handle, My Arab Dad, with a dot in between each word. So, John, could you show me the photo?
yeah. It was between this one and another one. But then the one I currently sent to you is the one that we took maybe a few weeks before I moved to London. And this was the first time that I officially moved out. Because even if you move out when you're in Lebanon,
Not the same.
it's not the same. You're still in the same country. The country is as big as Oxford Circus. Like it's
It's the big as this couch. It's as big as this couch.
literally, yeah. So yeah, and I feel like I really love this picture because it was, first of all, it was very like raw because I had promised my mom for her and I to go to a professional photographer and ask him to take pictures of us. So my dad was there and I was like, you know what, you should come. And then this was us trying to force him to look like he wants to be there.
You've done a very successful job.
No, he did a successful job because he's actually trying.
Yeah.
And look how nice the picture is. Well, for you, it might not look that nice. I think it's a beautiful picture.
I love it.
Yeah, and this is just why I think this is a great picture because, they're trying and it's nice.
I love this photo because I love the way that you and your mom are looking at your dad.
Yeah, we're trying our best.
Doing a very good job. Thing is, like, Arab fathers really hold this, like, really kind of unique space in our, like, shared kind of Arab culture across the world. They, we look to them for, we can look to them for guidance, we can look to them for reassurance. I'm not going to say, like, we look to them for protection and all that kind of stuff, because that is, I think, kind of, like, outdated. When dads in general, but let's say more specifically, when Arab dads provide a real sense of safety and comfort, then I think they've done a very good job. What I love in this photo is that you and your mom are both looking towards your dad, seeing him in the best light possible, and then how we, the viewer, see your dad with that lovely smile of his. We're seeing him in the best light possible. So I feel like it's like a shared experience that we, the viewer, and you, the subjects, we're all on the same page of, like, we are all appreciating this lovely man right now.
First of all, I'm glad we're your subjects. Second, yeah, and this smile is a rare occasion.
But you couldn't tell that.
But you couldn't tell that.
Exactly.
Because ever since then, it hadn't been a rare occasion.
Right, now for the questions round. In front of you, there are 4 questions that I'd like you to choose from over 2 rounds. Each round, you get to choose between 2 questions. Once you've responded to one, you have the option of revealing the other question.
I'm sure you noticed when I like found these questions next to me, I'm like, who put these really nice looking papers next to me? Okay.
So which one will you choose, question 1 or question 2?
I'm gonna go with 2. I always like the secondary character in movies.
Okay.
If you could have told your dad anything growing up, what would it be?
One thing you could have told your dad.
Calm down. It's gonna be okay. I will survive, father. You can let go of the bike. Yes, I did. Yeah, you're just teaching me how to drive. My mom wasn't teaching me how to drive when I was 13. I'm just learning with you right now when I was 17. But I shockingly know how to drive. Maybe just, relax is going to be okay. Like, and also maybe, let's talk. Let's have a conversation. I promise I'll try to be as interesting as possible. I'll find it hard to find you interesting, but when I'm older, I realized you're very interesting. You just failed to tell me. You just never showed me how interesting you are. Yeah, that's my answer. I think that's a good answer.
Now,
it's also a funny answer. You're welcome.
round 2.
Well, now, what do you recommend?
No, I can't tell you because I know which questions they are. I don't want to influence any of your decisions.
Oh, so can I see the first one? If I don't like it, go to the second?
Yes, but then...
Okay, so do you mind if I read the first one? I want to know what it was.
So as in question 2.
Question number 1.
Sorry, number 1. Yes, please.
Yeah, can I?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you see in your dad that you see in yourself? Nope.
Nope.
A lot of things. So question number 3. 3 is there anything you would change about how you were with your dad? Let me have a look at the question number 3. If you could change only one thing about how your dad raised you, what would it be? I feel like I answered that. I feel like...
I feel like you have as well. So so you've already answered that question.
Yeah, let me...
Yeah. Can you read it again, please?
Is there anything you would change about how you were with your dad? I wish I knew what I know now, not information-wise, but I wish as a teenager I had the ability to understand that he's also trying his best. So I feel like I wish I were a bit more patient with my dad. Yeah.
How do you feel like you weren't patient?
I don't know how to say this. I don't know if I was petty or if I was just...
Rebellious?
Rebellious. I definitely was rebellious. Like
I can see
if
that.
they tell me this is bad for you, this is what I'm gonna do. But somehow they still trusted me because I feel like they knew I was being rebellious because I was mature. I'm sure everyone thinks that, but I was more mature for my age. You know,
I can see that.
Even with my friends, like whenever I go out with when I'm trying to convince my friends' parents to say yes for my friend to come out with us, or if they're trying to ask them for permission to go out,
they would come to you.
No, they would go like, John's going. Like, okay, if John's going, then you can go. Like,
Oh,
I was always this
responsible.
Yeah, which is quite ironic.
Trust me. Very ironic.
Considering where I'm at right now.
But
I feel like this plays a role because I know limits. So I feel like they knew I was rebellious. And I was rebellious. Like, don't do that. That's what I'm going to do. Just because you said I don't want to do it. And it's easy to say that, yeah, he was a tough father. It was a weird... But I was also, like, not the easiest kid to have around. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's the one thing I would have done better or changed. Not changed, but just give him some slack, just a bit.
Yeah, it does kind of, and I say this very much with like my dad lens rather than my son lens. It does sound like you could have given your dad a little bit of slack, and I say that because there does come an age, and I would say it happens quite young. I would say it happens at around maybe 16, 17, maybe 15 at a push, where you can kind of see your dad as an individual who's gone through what they've gone through. So then maybe you start to have a little bit more empathy.
Yeah.
In this segment, I'm going to read out a number of statements that I'd like you to complete. You can either follow your gut instinct and respond immediately, or you can take a beat and think about your answer.
Uh-oh.
I felt most connected to my dad when?
I left Lebanon.
Why?
I just started appreciating my dad more.
Mm.
You know, my dad has, I don't think I mentioned that, but and on the podcast. But my dad has OCD, and he's a germaphobe. On top of that, he's an army man.
Oh my god!
And he's
Worst combo ever.
And to answer the question that I refuse to answer, this is something I realized that, like, I remember having this conversation with my mom, and I called her. I'm like, is Pop like, near you? She's like, no, what's wrong? I'm like, when we used to like, give him a lot of shit for making sure this thing has been done the specific way. When he goes grocery shopping, he doesn't just buy one thing. He buys like 16 of the same thing because it's on sale or whatever reason it was. I'm doing the same thing, mother. She's like, uh-oh. I'm like,
I am become my father.
I'm when you look at, I feel like, when you look at your kid and you see whatever you hate about your kid is what you hate about yourself.
1000%.
Right? Like, and
for the record, I don't hate
this...
anything about my kid. No, but no. But you're absolutely right. The things that frustrate me the most about life are the things that frustrate me the most about myself.
Yeah.
No. I know. But no, I 100%. I was most proud of my dad when.
I was the most proud of my dad when he was changing his ways. Not to say that his ways are bad, because each one of us has his ways. That's fine. Do your own thing. But when I meant to say about like changing his ways, like giving other opinions or like other ways or like other ways to do things a try. Again, it doesn't have to be the right thing to do, but just trying it is enough. And I feel like that's when I'm like, you know what, I wish. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I could even do that.
I was most disappointed by my dad when?
Not listening.
When he doesn't listen in general.
When he doesn't listen. He hears.
But he doesn't listen.
He doesn't listen.
I knew my dad loved me when?
Always follows up.
Follows up?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, if I call him and I'm like, I need to find this thing because I need it for something, he would make it his life's mission. I would forget about it. I moved on. He will make it his like life's mission without telling me that this is everything he's doing today. But at the same time, he would not give us the satisfaction of saying, I'm doing it for you.
Why?
Because it's the silent love kind of thing.
Silent love, yeah.
I was doing it because it was on the way. Meanwhile, you knew he was supposed to be in the south and he went to the north to get whatever you wanted.
Do you think it's because he doesn't want you to feel like you've inconvenienced him?
Well, yeah, definitely. But at the same time, he also wants me to know that...
بفكر فيك. I'm thinking of you. And
it's like... more like he doesn't want to... I don't know, maybe I think it's because he thinks I should be able to do it myself. It's not him trying to tell me that he doesn't believe I can't do it, but it's more him telling me that, I only did it because it was on my way, but I'm sure you would have been able to find it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Or do it, whatever.
Yeah. I felt like I truly understood my dad when?
I feel like when I looked at me and my mom from a third person, like, when I was like reflecting on, I'm like, you know what? We're also not that great. Like, you're doing great, sweetie. You know what? I get it. I get it. Good for you for you are the best.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I feel like I understood him the most when I just realized that he's just trying his best, and because now I'm trying my best, and I'm trying to save enough money to buy a flat or a house. Meanwhile, he did that when he was 25, and I'm 30, and I don't know how I'm gonna make it to 2026. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's.
Finally, what advice would you give to Arab dads today?
Communicate. Like,
let's dig a little deeper. How do you want them to communicate? Because Arab dads do communicate.
Yeah.
There are lots of ways that I communicate with Laith. There's, I can be really harsh, I can be really kind, I can be really loving, I can be really angry. I mean, I can, in your mind, how do I communicate to Laith in a way that kind of kills two birds with one stone? That does, that I am the good dad that I need to be by showing love and being kind and gentle and empathetic, but still teaching him really important things. You gotta be disciplined. You have to try your best. You have to tidy your room.
At least what I lacked in my personal experience was communication, and like obviously lead by example, be there, just.
Lead by example is a good one.
Yeah, like lead by example, don't just. They're the best at, when it comes to like showing love, at like show, don't tell. But when it comes to like telling us, or at least in my experience, like telling me what to do, I don't want you to tell me that this is bad for me and I shouldn't do this. I want you to just lead by example.
Lead by example.
Yeah.
That's a good one. John.
Ibra.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
It's been really nice hearing about your experiences. There are lots of parallels in our experiences. Dad who kind of lived abroad. I mean, our dads were kind of different in that sense. Dads who were very kind of overly critical in a lot of ways. Dads who showed up in a lot of other ways. And so we can't we can't paint them in this like one-dimensional way. There are many ways in which their flaws shaped us. And there are many ways in which their strengths shaped us. It's been really nice hearing you look back at your dad in a way that is simultaneously empathetic and critical. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for sharing your experiences.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Any final words?
I have a lot of words. I don't think we have time for it.
All right. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone. Big thanks to my guest John for coming on and opening up about his childhood, his complicated relationship with his dad, and his journey towards acceptance. This episode got me thinking about the silent versus vocal love dynamic most of us can recognize with our Arab dads. Silent love is the kind of love children can't understand till they're older, and in theory, vocal love should be easier. We Arabs are known for our silver tongues, so why then did our Arab dads struggle with that vocal love, especially with their sons? But I do see that changing with my generation of Arab dads, and it fills me with hope. When it comes to that vocal love, I think a little goes a long way. If you enjoyed this podcast, then please hit the follow or subscribe button, and please follow me on my other socials. Links in the episode description. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. My Arab Dad is a complete content production. It's produced, hosted, and edited by Ibrahim Kamel. Intro and outro music by Karim Zamfali. Artwork by Enas Rahman.